Welcome to the Eat, Slay, Live podcast.
And we are the Loxecutioners. We're going to be eating lightning and talking thunder and power bombing you right in the ear holes today.
Welcome to the Daily Grow with myself, Todd Locks, the People's Champ. Sorry, a few minutes late today. Just trying to get things set up. Anyway, so yesterday I talked about how a friend of mine talked about eating healthy was expensive, and I was just kind of laid it out how it's not and things like that. Well, of course, I got some amazing friends and family who start trying to call me out. Touch the mic again. That's 2 drinks. Who call me out? Someone sent me something. I saw you at the Brick House the other day. A couple weeks ago. You were eating wings, and then the GF calls me out. She says, 2 weeks ago you had a Monster energy drink. Well, first of all, several points to make about that. One, when I do this podcast, what I'm doing, if anything stupid I say, something motivates somebody or something, that's awesome. I don't care if 1 million people watch this. I care if maybe it just helps one person. But the selfish side of me, I like doing this because it just helps keep me on track with working out, with continuing to eat healthy, with reading, and just different things like that. This helps me a lot doing this podcast. So when I get on here and I say, do this, do that, make this plan, things like that, no way am I saying that I'm freaking perfect and I do, I'm getting up and doing a cold plunge every morning at 4 a.m. and walking in sunlight at 6 a.m. and then reading 10 chapters a day. Not saying that, but it helps me to lay the groundwork for what I'm trying to do. So my second part of that is everything in moderation. Moderation, and I pulled up the definition of it here. Moderation is the avoidance of excess or extremes, and then it goes into especially in one's behavior or political opinions. Political opinion, Dan Smith, you might want to read that. Sorry, Dan. But so you know what? I have some friends and people that come to the gym here who they will just, they'll just be living a normal lifestyle, eating whatever they want, whenever they want. They'll one day say, you know what? I'm changing. I'm going to eat everything I eat and will be healthy. And they go to a total extreme where they eat nothing they enjoy. They work out 2 times a day, maybe even try the 75 hard thing. And what happens though, when they don't practice moderation is they burn out. You have to, I always say, I'm trying to make myself harder to kill. That video I did yesterday. I'm trying to make myself harder to kill, but I'm not trying to make it harder to live. You know what I'm saying? If you're eating clean, eat clean, 80% of the time, 20% of the time, whenever you want something, when when I had my niece and nephew that past week, you know what? I got them ice cream. I had an ice cream with them. I wasn't like, oh, no. Now, shouldn't have got the biggest one on the planet, but you see what I'm saying here? You still have to enjoy life. If you start on a diet or eating plan or a workout plan where you just can't sustain it and it makes you miserable, you're not going to stick with it. You know what I'm saying? It has to be a life change. And a life change isn't like, okay, I'm never going to eat another gram of sugar the rest of my life. I'm never going to eat another carb the rest of my life. I have a good buddy, and I'm not going to mention his name, and he does this a lot. I call it his little roller coaster. It's where you just boom. One unclean thing doesn't go into his mouth. And then he'll roll on that and just lose a bunch of weight, but you just can't sustain that. And all of a sudden, once you eat a little ice cream sandwich, then you want another, and that sugar addiction comes right back. So you have to practice moderation, or you will never stick to anything. They say moderation is the key to life. Here's Oscar Wilde said, moderation in all things, especially moderation. Now, whenever I say, you want something sweet, you want something that's not so good on your plate, go for it. But don't let that derail you. Don't make that just fall off and just totally get off the tracks. Well, I didn't mention his name, but he called himself out, Justin Brown. Justin is just, he kind of fell off the tracks for a while, wasn't working out. Justin basically built the Thunderdome. Was one of the first original 9 in the yard. Used to be a killer in the yard, and and he's kind of fallen off on his health journey. But right now he doesn't want to eat anything bad. And I always tell him, you always do this, Justin. You start out, he deals one speed on everything he does, and that's just full steam ahead, which I applaud him for. He was a military guy, and it's just kind of the way you do it. But you can't sustain that, and eventually you just start making bad choices, and that takes you down a rabbit hole. So Curfy Smith says the background is crooked. Curfy Smith, you're crooked. Anyway, so I'll enjoy some sweet potato fries sometimes, and I've well documented my love for ice cream on here, especially on Sundays, man. It's Sundays. So just remember that, try to keep, I like the 80-20 rule. I'm never going to have a 6-pack abs. I'm just not, because I like to enjoy life when I want to enjoy it. I want to go to a party. I want to go to Hunter Hargrave's 21st birthday at M.O.D.E.R.A.T.I.ON and, eat some bad food and have a few drinks. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to do that. The people that have those 6-pack abs, that's great for them. Some are just very genetically gifted, and some are just, they just they weigh every single thing they eat. They count every single macro of everything they do, and that's great if that's what makes you happy and you can sustain that. But I just don't want to live that way, and it's like I said, it's moderation is the key to it. I think the guy who said moderation, he also says moderation is a fatal thing. Nothing succeeds like excess. Well, I get that. Still grind, still do the hard things, and still, try to keep moderation moderated. But anyway, I hope that helps. And if you see me at the Brick House eating a freaking one of their delicious wings, you know what? Mind your business. If you see that I'm 21 in the mood and I'm down at Fast Eddie's, just remember, you know what? I'm moderating. The 80% of the rest of the week, I've done really good. So anyway, keep that in mind. You don't have to just live this no fun, not veering off just a little bit. So let's see here. Have a great day. Todd Locks, Roberta Hausman Schumann, Cougars for Life, Roberta. Candace, wait. Are we all invited to Hunter's party? Asking for a friend. I don't want to break this to you, but it was 2 weeks ago, Candace. So I think the answer must be no. Anyway, thank you very much. Make sure you stay on your plan. Only veer off if you have to. Thanks for listening. Thanks for going with us. And slay on.